Hello, this is Tom Chambers for PokerSavvy.com. This is a cap game video on full tilt. Playing right now 2 tables of 5-10 cap and, oh, that was my pot. Right now a table of 2 5-10 games and 1 3-6 game. I'm on like 3 or 4 5-10 waiting lists, but the waiting lists were pretty long, so I decided to start the video this way. So pretty soon it'll be a 4 tabling 5-10 video. Um, Cap games are kind of interesting. You start with 40 big blind stacks. For those who didn't know, or well, you can only play up to 40 big blinds per hand. That's this cap down here on the lower right. As a result, these games play significantly differently than the standard 100 big blind plus 6 max cap games on both, on all sites and Tilt and Stars and so on. Full Tilt's the only one that has these cap games. The main adjustment that you make is sort of the stack to pot ratio is clearly the main adjustment that's made, and you end up with pots that look, as a single raised pot, looks a lot like a 3-bet pot in 100 big blind stacks, with a couple of exceptions. One is that ranges are different because people are going to be opening wider than they 3-bet, and the other thing is that people, although I've decided to pot at this one time, I often use a smaller raise size, and a lot of people in these games do. A lot of people will half pot pre-flop, which turns it into some kind of a hybrid between a 3-bet pot and a single raised pot. 3-bets are, again, a little bit like 4-bets in 100 big blind games. A normal situation, 3-bet, and then with some other dead money in the pot, 3-bet call. The squeeze is certainly going to get enough money into to 4-bet, like 30-35% of your stack with aces, and therefore that's a main hand that's in people's not 4-bet 3-betting range. Of course, because people are raising looser, and because you do have a decent number of hands that against an opening range of 20% do pretty well as re-raise, regardless of the cap differences in terms of the stack to pot ratio. It's going to make sense to 3-bet with a wider range. And we will try to get into some examples of that. Some big card hands, ace, queen, queen, ace, king, king, and so forth, where it makes sense to 3-bet. Of course, you're exposing yourself to aces shoving at that point, and that's a negative. And I'm only firing one there. There's no way a king folds. I could have the best hand with jack if he had a misdraw. He had a king with a flush draw. There's a mistake there, not betting the flop. I thought it was 3 ways for some reason when I made the decision to check the flop. I guess probably because I raised under the gun and I just assumed to get more action.